this mechanical illustration cut a stack of colored papers into rectangular blocks.
This 3D animation shows an industrial cutting machine, pressing and smoothly slicing through paper stacks to divide them into sections.
How can thick metal rods be bent into perfect chain rings?
This high-powered automatic metal forming machine pulls, bends, and cuts iron rods into oval chain links repeatedly at a very fast pace.
Data sheets label rolls printed and cleanly cut in large quantities.
This automatic die cutting machine precisely processes the label roll, then cuts and stacks them neatly onto the conveyor table.
Can a robot install large floor tiles?
Absolutely. This advanced robot lifts, positions, and places large tiles automatically with perfect precision.
What is the robotic arm doing?
The robot is cutting a large layer cake into equal pieces with high precision.
How do you make hundreds of paving blocks in an instant?
This automatic molding machine compresses the cement mix and neatly aligns them perfectly.
How does the green machine mold the bricks?
The machine moves forward while rotating a large molded wheel to drop clay bricks in sequence on the ground.
What automation process is seen in this factory machine?
This machine automatically inserts small steel balls into the bearings and then collects them in a container.
What technology is used to join the two aluminum pipes?
The worker is using a handheld laser welding tool to join the pipes with a very neat and fast weld seam.
What is the automatic lathe machine shaping?
The machine is shaving, grooving, and smoothing the surface of a metal tube into a shiny cylindrical component.
How are the yellow buns packaged to stay fresh?
The buns are automatically placed into plastic bags and then passed through a vacuum sealing machine.
What happens when the sugarcane stalk is fed into the green machine?
The sugarcane stalk is instantly crushed by two geared rollers until flat, extracting fresh, milky white sugarcane juice.
How does a round metal pipe turn into a square one?
It passes through heavy cylindrical rollers that press every side into a precise square shape.
What tool can cut through thick and hard tree branches so ice?
This is a high-powered electric pruning shear designed specifically to cut thick branches quickly and efficiently.
How does a plain fabric get such a beautiful leaf-shaped lace border?
This process uses a specialized overlock machine that knits the thread into decorative lace patterns along the fabric edge.
What component drives this industrial conveyor system?
This system is powered by a blue electric motor connected via a V-belt to rotate the heavy-duty steel conveyor chain.
How do you clean up mud and wild plants in a shallow waterway?
An excavator is used to dredge the mud and clear out water hyacinths to keep the water flowing smoothly.
How are silicone finger toothbrushes for babies or pets made?
Pink liquid silicone material is placed into a hot compression molding press to form flexible, ready-to-use finger brushes.
What is this machine carving out of the wood?
It is precisely cutting out a perfectly smooth wooden sphere.
Why is the metal glowing so brightly?
That's the intense heat of welding, melting the metals together for a strong bond.
Is that brush automatically cleaning the grill?
Yes, its rotating bristles quickly scrub away all the burnt residue.
How does the machine shape the dough so fast?
It automatically presses and cuts the dough into perfect crescent shapes.
What is that large machine doing on the wet concrete?
It is leveling and smoothing out the freshly poured concrete floor.
What is that heavy attachment used for?
It's a hydraulic breaker used to smash through tough concrete and rocks.
How does a CNC machine cut complex metal components?
The machine moves an automatic cutting tool, assisted by a coolant fluid to precisely shape the metal. According to a computer program,
what is this machine doing?
it is automatically slicing ham into perfectly even rounds.
How are these snacks packaged so quickly?
This high-speed machine seals and cuts the snack bags in seconds.
How is a tiny metal spring made?
A precise automated machine tightly coils wire to form a spring step by step.
How do they widen the end of a metal pipe?
This hydraulic machine inserts a solid mold to expand the pipes, opening smoothly.
Is that how concrete blocks are shaped?
Yes, this heavy machine presses and molds raw materials into solid bricks instantly.
How is a spiral pattern shaped onto a clear acrylic cylinder?
The cylinder is spun on a high-speed lathe machine, while a specialized cutting tool precisely carves the surface to create the desired details.
What is this machine doing?
This is an automatic press machine that quickly molds charcoal or coal powder into small ball shapes.
How does the worker bend that thick rebar so neatly?
The worker is using a long lever manual bar bender tool to easily bend the ends of the foundation reinforcement steel.
What is being done to that small object?
Someone is smoothing or engraving details on a small object using a handheld rotary tool, while the machine in front of it vacuums up the debris dust.
gravel compacted under railway tracks.
By using an automatic ballast tamping machine that inserts and vibrates the gravel to ensure the tracks remain sturdy and stable.
8. How do these metal spoons get their perfect curve?
Flat metal sheets are fed into a specialized pressing machine that instantly molds the concave bowl of the spoon.
What kind of heavy machinery can scoop and move materials at the same time?
This is a conveyor loader machine that scoops gravel from the ground and directly transfers it to a storage area.
What construction process is currently underway in this area?
The building foundation is being poured, using a concrete pump pipe to deliver liquid cement into the steel structural frameworks.
How are concrete blocks molded in large quantities at once?
By using an automatic hydraulic press machine that compacts the cement and sand mixture into neatly arranged blocks within seconds.
How is a cylindrical iron pipe transformed into lock washers?
The iron pipe is fed into a rotating hydraulic cutting machine that slices it into thin washer rings in no time.
How do you bend multiple rebar rods at once with precision?
By using an automatic rebar bending machine that rotates and bends the stack of steel bars simultaneously to the desired angle.
What tool is used to cut square iron pipes into neat small sections?
This process uses an automatic circular saw machine that rapidly cuts the square metal profile with the help of a lubricating fluid.